Yo, this Merly man, welcome to my channel, man. Yo, my free-to-play whales, man. Let's talk about it, man. We're gonna be discussing gear PvP top teams for this week of PvP, and also we're gonna do ungear PvP too for you guys since it changed a little bit from last week. For this week of gear PvP, it's the season, so obviously you got buffs and rules. And this week it was 50% defense related stats, which means endurance, patience, crit resist. Defense was buffed up, and also was no passive. And I'm using my Altama site, best JP site ever. Just kidding. I mean, I like it. I like the site. But for this week, people use Blue King, Red King a lot. It says that's what it says, like high adoption rate. So that means a lot of people chose to use Blue King or Red Galter in their teams because they're amazing. Obviously, they like both SSS top units because they're amazing kits. For this week gear PvP, it seems like a lot of people be using like Red Merlin a lot. Tier 1, we got Blue Lilia, Blue King, Red Galter, Red Merlin. I'm trying to run through this fast for you guys so you don't make it seem like I purposely make it long. But we got this team. This is a very stally team. They stall you, make sure you don't get your ult. They stall you until they get their ult, and then they destroy you. Red Merlin in the back to save you. You've been using like Red Merlin a lot for this week in gear PvP because she got a freeze, and her freeze can go through shields. If she frees you, then you lose your buffs. She also on a silver and gold card can just stop your healing, which is very clutch when dealing with Blue Kings and Blue Lilias. But yeah, this is basically this team. This team is very like RNG based, so you might have a bad hand where you might get a lot of heals, which is going to suck for you. But this team is very good, very good team. Oh, and tier 2. Okay, I like this team. This team look very offensive. We got Green Escanor, Blue King, Blue Demeli, and Red Merlin. I'm pretty sure this is an offensive team. Just destroy Blue King, either one of the units that's blue. Most likely Blue King, just destroy with Green Escanor. Sadly, my Escanor is like you are hype defense, so I should have did like attack defense, man. I should have went with attack defense wave. But sadly, he's hype defense because I like the CP abuse. So this team is very offensive. I might showcase this team later today. So expect a video showcasing this type of team, or me just showcase Red Merlin in general. Yeah, this team is good. Blue King, Green Escanor, Red Merlin, and Red Galter. This seems like a Green Escanor team. You're probably gonna go for your Green Escanor ult gauge card where he can just get ult gauge life with his gold card, like 3 ult gauge dots with his gold card. You just want to go for that probably, and then you'll have your ult. Simple as that. Now I can see a problem you getting destroyed by people Lost Vein Meliodas maybe. I mean, Lost Vein Meliodas ain't gonna do that much damage to Green Escanor, especially since you got UR gear. And then we got a Red Galter, Red Merlin team. Where we got Red Galter, Blue King, Red Merlin, and also Blue Lily in the back. This is like a reverse of the first tier 1 team. Seemed like more stally, using more debuffs like Petrify and Freeze against your opponents. It's probably gonna stall you out until they get like Blue King ult or something, and just wipe you with Blue King. And then Lilia in the back, just to come in and just take away gauge and just heal up them. It's very stally. It look like a very stally team to deal with. Lost Vein Meliodas team. You got Red Galter, Blue King, Lost Vein Meliodas, Red Merlin. Like I said, Red Merlin is amazing this week of gear PvP. So if you're doing gear PvP, I'm giving you the teams, man. So you might as well rush the gear PvP. I'm giving you the teams to use. Just if you like any of these teams, just go for it, man. But this team look like they just want to go for their Lost Vein Meliodas ults. It's basically like Escanor. It's basically like what Escanor doing, going for his ult, but instead of being green, a good type versus the blue Kings, it's a red one. Just gonna go for your Lost Vein Meliodas ults. Hopefully you get it, and then you just ult your opponent. If you wipe, you probably gonna need like a decent amount of dupes, probably max Lost Vein Meliodas to use this type of team. because you want to go for the wipe. And then tier 3 buff party with Red Merlin in the back. Simple team. You just trying to go for gold buff. Obviously, this team can lose to RNG. Any team can lose to RNG basically. Messing with this Red Merlin stuff. Except for this team. This team very offensive. You might get a lot of debuffs, but it's very offensive. But yeah, Red Merlin. Red Merlin, Red Gauther, Red Escanor, Red Arthur, buff party. Red Merlin in the back to save you guys. It's a very solid team this week. This team was basically like on tier 1 like last week. Basically, instead of having Red Merlin, they had something else, I believe. But this week, people have been using Red Merlin a lot. Blue King, Red Gauther fits in a lot of people's teams for this week. So if you like any of these teams, try to use it in Gear PvP. See if you like any of them, and try to rush through Gear PvP if you haven't. Try to get to champion. If you're in Champion League, obviously try to go for top 100 using any of these teams. They're very good. And now for Ungeared PvP. Oh my god, they got Red Dairy as tier 1. We got Red Dairy old team for tier 1. Red Dairy has been very disgusting in Ungeared PvP and PvP in general, since she has a dodge card. And if she gets a gold attack card, she can just wipe a unit without no dupes. Wipe a unit off if he doesn't have any costumes really. It's a very strong unit. It's just an old team. Ungeared PvP mostly old teams anyways. But you got Blue King, Red Gauther, Merlin. You don't want to get hit with any of these ults. Maybe Red Gauther. And then on the bottom you got Blue Lilia, Red King, well not Red King, Red Gauther, Lost Vein Meliodas, and Merlin. And this team, you just want to go for your Meliodas ult. Meliodas teams can just wipe you. Blue Lilia is just to stall out people ults, just so you have a chance of force opponents to attack your Lost Vein Meliodas. And once Lost Vein Meliodas get crit, his passive activates to rank up all his cards in his hand. Now you gotta deal with a silver or gold card, Lost Vein Meliodas card, and you might get wiped dealing with it. Tier 2, Green Estarossa party. It's an old team as always. You just want to try to go for your counter, because Green Estarossa, he's very good with his counter. You can probably just go for your gold counter, and a lot of people gonna try to either play passive and not attack you, or they're going to attack you and get hit pretty hard with a counter. It's a very solid team. Once you get the counter up, you can obviously build up ult on either of these two units. Once you use your ult on Green Estarossa, this team pretty much loses to anything ult team that's goes first. I played with this team. It just loses to ult team that goes first. Blue King, Template party. Oh, this was the tier 1 team from last week. Red Gauther, Blue King, Green Escanor, Green Merlin. Just an old team. All three of these units ults are very deadly, especially Blue King's. Blue King just wipes units off the face of the earth in Ungeared PvP. It'd be pretty funny. And then we got the penetration party. Oh, they got penetration party at 9 out of 10. Okay, well, penetration party 9 out of 10. Green Escanor usually just murders people, Blue Kings, if you got them really built. But the penetration party is a team that you really don't need that many dupes, because a lot of people are just like using CP food or maybe attack food just to go up a little bit more in CP to face these old teams, because usually old teams usually have like 117k CP normal in high PvP, and then the top ones be like 120k with all those costumes max. But yeah, this is a team that's very simple for other people who having trouble with Ungeared PvP, who doesn't want to have to max out their costumes and ults. It's a very simple team. Tier 3 got Endurance Party. It's a very tanky team for Ungeared PvP. You just don't want to you just want to watch out for ult teams. Hopefully you don't get an ult team, or maybe you don't get an ult team that doesn't have like ult food and get lucky, because I'm pretty sure if you have a duped out Val or Green Merlin, they can just wipe people, one shot people units. especially since they got a single attacker, so the multiplier is a little higher. This team also stops out penetration party most of the time, actually all of the time in ungeared PvP. So you gotta be careful of this team, though, since it's very weak to Blue King, especially when you get his petrified Merlin, and Blue King can still wipe you since he has crushing, which is ignores patience, and his team is basically about patience and defense related stats. So be careful of that. Buff party tier 3. What much to say? You just rank up with Arthur, go for a gold buff. The Escanor just does all the work. It's an RNG team. If you don't get the right Arthur cards in like a few turns, then you just basically lose. You might as well forfeit if you don't get a freaking Arthur card in 2 turns, maybe even 1. But yeah, I just want to do this like rundown as quickly as possible. I want people to think like I just talk about these types of teams purposely for a long duration of time, especially since I'm not even especially since I don't even get paid by YouTube. I need like 1,000 subscribers, so I don't even get paid by YouTube anyways. I don't know why people think I just go for 10 minutes just to go for 10 minutes. I mean, the 10 minutes help for like to get my video some traction, but it's not really for the money. But yeah, for gear PvP, Red Merlin was used a lot for this week. I guess because her kit is very good for when there's no passive week. Very good. And on gear PvP, ult teams everywhere, all day, every day. That's all you're gonna see most of the time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. Obviously, stay safe, you guys. You know, during this pandemic, you know, wash your hands. Try to practice social distancing. Just stay safe. You know, I really appreciate you guys, man. This really, and I'm out. Peace.